Hello everyone, welcome back to Triumph Trust FX channel. I thank everyone for your comments, for your likes, and for your subscription. And in case you are new to this channel, please, I will beg you to try as much as possible to subscribe to this channel. It's free. You're not going to be charged for subscription. So please subscribe to this channel. Click on that red subscribe button. Click on the notification bell for you to be alerted anytime we upload any new video. You'll be the first person to be notified, right? Thank you very much for all your encouragement and for your support. So today we'll be looking at a very profitable strategy based on support and resistance zones. Earlier I have been posting some signals in my free Telegram group, and I would also like people to know when to take trades so that they will not depend on signals. And one of my advices to you as well is to ensure that at the end of this video, take your time to practice what you are going to learn here to see if it's going to be suitable for your psychology before you invest your real money into it. Do not just start taking it with your real account. Demo trade it, test it very first. If you don't want to use a demo account, use a live account with a small amount of capital or equity. So please don't just rush. Test it first before you start investing your real money, right? So I want everybody to be able to know when to take trade by themselves, not depending on signal. But even if you are going to depend on my signal, you should know the reason why you are taking the trades. So on this strategy, we have three charts here. We have the 4-hour time frame, we have the 30 minutes time frame, and we also have the 5 minutes time frame. Our setup is going to be found on the 30 minutes time frame. We get the confirmation from the H4 time frame, and we take our entry on the 5 minutes time frame. We're using the 5 minutes time frame to take our entry just to reduce our stop loss. If we take the entry on the 30 minutes time frame, our stop loss may be higher or bigger, but if we do that on the 5 minutes time frame, we are going to do that with a small stop loss, right? So here on the 4-hour time frame, we are going to be using this oscillator. On the 30 minutes time frame, we are going to be using the support and resistance zone. We're going to be using the section indicator. We're going to be using another oscillator here. But on the 5 minutes time frame, we're not going to be depending on any indicator. We're just using it for our entry. Right. So on this strategy, it is very important for you to note that you are not just going to be taking trade. You are not going to be taking trade from any support or resistance zone. Right. So you are going to be selling from a resistance zone, and you are going to be buying from a support zone. You are not just going to be buying from any support zone, and you are not just going to be selling from any resistance zone, right? So first thing you need to know is you are going to buy from a support zone that is below the Asian box, the Asian section. This is the Asian section. So your support you are going to be buying, the support you are going to be buying from must be below the Asian section, the Asian box. Then if you are going to be selling, you are going to sell from a resistance zone that is above the Asian section. So this one is not entirely above it, but we are going to use it. We're going to buy from this one. We're going to sell rather from this level. So you are going to consider a zone that is in the Asian section, or that cut across the Asian section. You must ensure that part of that zone is either above the Asian section or below the Asian section. Then the M30 oscillator must break below the 85 and 90 level for you to buy. In the case here, it must break below the 85. This is the first line is the 85, and the second line is the 90. So the oscillator must break this either of these levels for you to consider a buy. And for you to consider a sell, the oscillator must also break either the 15 or the 10 level before you sell. Then at the same time, if you are going to be selling, for example, if you are going to be selling from this point, we must ensure that the 4-hour oscillator is bearish, is red. And if you are going to be buying from a demand, this is a support zone, you must ensure that your H for the 4-hour time frame oscillator must be bullish or green. So here it is red, so you cannot buy. But at this point it was yellow, so we would have not taken this trade because the H4 or the 4-hour oscillator is not bullish. So you are going to be buying. Let's look at this one. Yeah, no, and here you can see at this point the 4-hour oscillator was green or bullish. So this is where you are going to take your buy. So it is very, very important. Please take note of them. All right, so having said that, let me give a typical example of how you are going to take this trade. So this is gold on July 30th, 2021. So after the Asia section, we see price trade into this resistance zone. So this is the level it got to, the resistance zone. So you are going to look to your left to see where you have the last bullish candle. That is exactly where price will get to before you sell. So this is the last bullish candle we see here before this drop. So we want the price to get to that bullish candle, but we're not looking. If we look at price getting to that bullish candle, it will be here. And if we're going to be taking our entry here at this point, our stop loss will be here, which is about 20 pips, right? So we're not using this point now. We're going to be using the 5 minutes time frame to take our entry. And when price is retesting the zone, ensure you are not considered a wick. Your retest, your last bullish candle, should not be the bullish candle in this wick. It should be in a bullish candle that has the body in the zone. So at this point, we'll go to the 5 minutes time frame at this point. So this is the 5 minutes time frame. We're going back to where we have, this is where we have the candle that has its body inside the zone. So what is the last bullish candle at this, and ensure it's inside the zone. The last bullish candle in this point is this candle. Look at it, this small candle. That is the last bullish candle, right? So what do? We mark at that candle. So that is a point we are waiting for price to get to before we sell. So this is the high and this is the last bullish candle. This is the last bullish candle. So you are waiting. You are not going to take your entry here. You are waiting for price to get to this point. So let's remove this and let's have this. So this is a point where you are going to take your entry. So taking your entry from this point, it gives you a stop loss of how many pips? Just 3 pips. 3 pips stop loss instead of 20 pips stop loss. And see what we got here. From this point to this level, this is over 200 pips if you have been patient. Right. So that is it. That is an example of a sell setup. And please, your stop loss is going to be here. If you would have put your stop loss here, this trade would have taken you out and dropped down. So what I do is, if I put my stop loss here, I wait for that candle. If any candle breaks above this zone, I wait for that candle to close above the zone. If the candle closes above the zone, that is when I will close my entry. So I will either not put a stop loss there and watch my market, or I push the stop loss far away from this level, just for me to wait for a candle. The candle should close above the zone before I will close the trade, before I will assume that my trade has hit stop loss. Right, let's take another example, still on gold, on the 23rd of July. Gold, 23rd of July. So let's look at here. This is 23rd of July. So immediately after this Asian section, we see price gets to this resistance zone. Let's mark it up. This is where price got to this zone, and we're going to look back to where we have the last bearish candle, the last bullish candle in that zone. So this is the last bullish candle in that zone. If we take our entry from here and let's measure our stop loss. If we take our entry from here, our stop loss is going to be 48 pips. So let's see what we got on the 5 minutes time frame on the 23rd of July. Here is 20. Okay, that is the entry point. So here is where we have it. Oh, sorry. All right, so this is where we have the last bullish candle. So you can see the zone here. This place, this is where we have the last bullish candle. So we are going to use the 5 minutes time frame. So on the 5 minutes time frame here, we have the last bullish candle, which is this. And in the VIP group, I will explain the reason why we can take trade in another way apart from that. So this is the last bullish candle, and we also have what we call a fair value gap here, where we can also take the trade. If you want to know about taking trade in this fair value gap, you join the VIP group. So here's our entry, and our stop loss is going to be here. So if we measure this stop loss now, if you're taking our entry here and putting our stop loss here, stop loss has reduced to 35 pips instead of 48 pips. So let's see if price got to that point on the 23rd. This is 23rd. Can you see that? Let's remove this marking. So you can see exactly, that is exactly where the price got to. 23rd. Yeah. So, oh no. Sorry, I have to go back to mark it properly. Here. So this is the last bullish candle in the zone. So which is here, this is the level. So you see that, look at, that is where the price, as soon as price got to that point, you take your entry and see the drop. How many pips? This is giving us about 199 pips. is 200 pips, right? That is for another sell. Let me check if I can see another buy, a buy setup. Let's look at GBP AUD. GBP AUD, GBP AUD, or let me use CAD CHF 22nd. I think there was a setup on CAD CHF on the 22nd of July here. CAD CHF. All right. So we see price test came to this zone on the 22nd. This resistance zone is above the Asian section, Asian box. So on this retest, even if other criteria are met, on this retest of this okay, this is the Asian section. All right. So now let's trace the last bullish candle. So we can see that it is wicks. We have with the full candle, no body of the candle is in the zone. So we are not going to use this as our criteria because no body, the body of the candle is not in the zone. So we'll still go back to where we have a body, still wicks, no body. And here we have a body of the candle in the zone. And the last bullish candle we have here is this candle. This is the last bullish candle. This one. This is the level of the last bullish candle. So that is where we are waiting for price to get to before we sell. But as you can see, we are not using this in the 30 minutes time frame. We are going to our 5 minutes time frame to check. So that is on the 14th. We scroll back to 14th. We have the last bullish candle on the 14th. Here. So this is it. So here we have the last bullish candle we have here before the drop is this candle. So it's exactly at the same level with the one of the 30 minutes. So we're going to go for that, right? So this is the last bullish candle that day. Let me mark it so that we can see here. You can see it. So this is the last bullish candle before the drop, and that is where we are focused on. So on this last bullish candle, we can see that price, yeah, so the level is inside the level. So we'll go back to 22nd, right? Yeah, 22nd here. Yeah, so we can see that price actually touched it here first and it dropped for how many pips? Let's see. So price touched here and dropped to 16 pips and moved up. Remember, this is where we have our stop loss. So price drop 16 pips, 15, about 15 pips, which can be TP1 for in some cases, and moved back up about 9 pips before dropping down to how many pips? 40 pips, right? So that is it. That is another sell. I need a buy. Let me look for a buy. This is card CHL. Okay, let me check this 22nd GBP AUD. I think I have a setup on the 22nd GBP AUD. Is this a buy setup? GBP AUD, GBP AUD. Okay, this is not a buy setup. Another sell setup for GBP AUD. You understand what I mean? I'll explain sell. Let me look for a buy. I think on the where can I get a buy? I think I have. Let me check. Euro JPY. Let me check Euro JPY. I had a setup on Euro JPY 22nd. Still a sell setup. NZD USD 22nd. There were a lot of setup on 22nd. NZD USD. NZD USD. NZD USD 22nd. There was a test here. This is a sell. This is a sell setup. Is this a buy? No. Is this a buy? No. NZD JPY was still a sell. NZD JPY yesterday, it happened here. This was a sell for NZD JPY, and you can see the drop. Then GBP AUD on the 16th. Let's see if I have something. If I have a buy, I need a buy setup. So I think this is still a sell setup. Let me see. Still a sell setup. Okay, I don't have a perfect setup for a buy, but let me just look for any setup. Okay, let's use this one for example. I'm not saying this was a right setup. Look at this. This rate, okay, this rate has happened here, and as you can see, the H4 time frame, it's green, which is bullish, and we can see the oscillator breaking the lower levels, but our support zone is not below the Asian section. So this is not, we are not going to take this, but for a case, for just for explanation, I'm going to use it to explain. So on GBP AUD, which date is that? That is 21st of July, which is here. Let me remove this. So GBP AUD, this is the zone. So we have a zone here, and this is it. So we trace it back here. The last bearish candle, we have here is this on the 30 minutes time frame. But I told you we are not going to be using the last bearish candle before the upward move on the 30 minutes time frame. We are using the 5 minutes time frame. So here we can see this is not the last bearish candle. This candle is up, is above the line, is not totally inside. So this is the last bearish candle we have that is inside the line. So this is it, the last bearish candle, and that is exactly where the price came to. Price came here, inside the zone. Let's remove this, and that was it. You see the push up. So from this point, from here, we take an entry here. This is about 56 pips, over 50 pips, right? So that is it. So I want you to go through this set of this strategy. Just study it, watch a video over and over again, do some practice with it. Just, you can back test it. Just do some back test with the strategy to see how it looks like. It's highly profitable. there are some cases you will experience your trade will hit stop loss. If your trade hits stop loss, there is a way you can take an entry. I think is that GBP AUD I saw somewhere. I just want to explain something. If, for example, your trade hits stop loss, maybe your entry was here, and price move above your entry point, you close your trade here. If price, for any reason, price came back down on the 5 minutes time frame and closed below the 13 exponential moving average, and your oscillator on the 4-hour time frame is still valid for a sell, you can take the second entry to recover your losses here. So that is the detail. It's explained on detail for the VIP group. I'm not going to explain that here, but with what I explained to you, this setup, this strategy is highly profitable. So try it, study the setup, and see how it's going to play out for you, if it's going to be comfortable for you. So for those of people who are in my free Telegram group, this is what I wanted to explain to you, that even if I'm busy, I'm not giving signal, you should check your chart and see this setup and take the entries by yourself whenever I'm busy. And if you have not joined my free Telegram group, on the description of this video we have the link to the Telegram group, right? So now, how do you get the indicators and the template? I have the indicators and the template free for everyone. So this is what you are going to do. Watch this video to the end, subscribe to this channel, like the video, screenshot your like and the subscription. I want to see a screenshot that contains your like and the subscription to this channel. Screenshot it, forward it to me via Telegram. My Telegram address is here. My Telegram username is here. For you to get me on Telegram, just send it to @emisaj, @EMISAJ, @EMISAJ. Or once you join the free Telegram group, you can get to me there. So screenshot it, join my free Telegram group, send your screenshot directly to me @emisaj. Then immediately, once I receive your screenshot, I will forward the indicators and the template to you instantly. All right guys, thank you for watching, and I wish you by tomorrow we are entering a new month, which is August. I wish you all the best in August. Profit, blues all the ways as you apply this strategy, right? Thank you very much, and God bless.